Hello friends, welcome to EC Academy.
In this lecture, let us understand a problem on polar plot. Here, the open loop transfer function of a negative feedback system is given. For this transfer function, we need to find phase crossover frequency, gain crossover frequency, gain margin and phase margin. In the first step, we need to replace S with j omega to convert this transfer function into frequency domain. So let us replace S with j omega. So this transfer function will be equal to g of j omega into h of j omega will be equal to 1 divided by, in place of s we will write j omega into 1 plus j omega into 0.5 plus j omega. So here in place of 1 by 2 we have written 0.5. From this transfer function, let us find magnitude. Magnitude, we can find it as square root of a square plus b square if the equation is in the form of a plus ib. So here in the numerator we are having the real term, so we can take this as square root of 1 square plus 0 square, 0, we don't have any imaginary term, divided by, in the denominator we don't have any real term, so we can write, for this we can write that as 0 square plus omega square. So here for the second term we can write this as square root of 1 square plus omega square. For the third term we can write it as square root of 0.5 square plus omega square. So from this we can write the magnitude as 1 divided by, so square root of 1 plus omega square. So this is for the second term. For the first term it will be omega, and for the third term it will be square root of 0.25 plus omega square. So this is the expression for magnitude for the given transfer function. Now let us find the phase. So to find the phase, in the numerator we don't have any s term, so it will be 0. In the denominator, if you can observe, we have s term here, which means one pole is at the origin, that's why we will get minus 90 degree. For the second term, so we can write that as minus tan inverse of imaginary part is omega divided by real part is 1 for the second term, minus for the third term tan inverse of omega, which is the imaginary part, divided by real part is 0.5. So from this we can write the phase as minus 90 degree minus tan inverse of omega minus tan inverse of omega divided by 0.5. So this is the expression for phase for the given transfer function. Now we need to vary omega, which is frequency, from 0 to infinity to find different values of magnitude and phase. Now let us vary omega and find magnitude and phase. First let us take omega is equal to 0. For omega is equal to 0, magnitude is infinity and phase will be minus 90 degree. So here if you put omega is equal to 0, we will get magnitude as infinity, and if you put omega is equal to 0 here, so we will get minus 90 degree, here it will be 0 and 0. So we will get phase as minus 90 degree. So if we take omega as 0.5, so here we are varying omega from 0 to infinity, and in between we will take few values so that we can plot the polar plot. So we will take the corner frequencies itself, we will take 0.5, we will take 1, after that we will take one more value, then we can find the value of infinity. So omega we have taken it as 0.5. For 0.5 if you substitute here, we will get magnitude as 2.5298 and phase will be minus 161.5 degrees. If we take omega as 1, we will get magnitude as 0.6324 and phase will be minus 198.43 degrees. Then if we take omega is equal to 2, we will get magnitude as 0.1084 and phase will be minus 229.39 degrees. If you take omega as infinity, so if you put omega as infinity here, so we'll get magnitude as 0. If you put omega as infinity here, so here it will be minus 90 degree. Again here it will be minus 90 degree. Here we'll get minus 90 degree. So we'll get the phase as minus 270 degree. So this is the starting point of polar plot and this is the end point of polar plot. If we take this phase which is minus 270 degree, if we subtract that with minus 90 degree, so which is the starting phase, we will get minus 180 degree. So which means the plot should be rotated clockwise 180 degree to get the end point. Now first let us find the phase crossover frequency. To find the phase crossover frequency, we need to multiply and divide this transfer function by complex conjugate of denominator. So what we need to do for this transfer function, we need to multiply and divide by the complex conjugate of denominator. So complex conjugate, which means we need to take the complement of complex value in the denominator. So complex conjugate value of j omega is minus j omega. Complex conjugate value of second term will be 1 minus j omega and complex conjugate of third term will be 0.5 minus j omega. So divided by, so we need to take j omega, multiply it with complex conjugate minus j omega, then we need to take 1 plus j omega, multiply it with complex conjugate 1 minus j omega, then we need to take 0.5 plus j omega and multiply it with 0.5 minus j omega. You need to remember that if the equation is in the form a plus jb into a minus jb, so we can write this as a square plus b square. So using this equation, so let us simplify the above expression. So in the numerator we can multiply these two terms. So we'll get minus j omega plus j square omega square into 0.5 minus j omega whole divided by, in the denominator let us multiply these two terms. So it will be minus j square omega square. For these two terms, if we use this formula, so we will get 1 square plus omega square into, for these two terms again we will use this formula, so we will get 0.5 square plus omega square. Here j square term is minus 1, so we can write the numerator as minus j omega minus omega square into 0.5 minus j omega whole divided by, again here j square is minus 1, so minus of minus it will be plus, so this term will become 1. So in the denominator it will be omega square into 1 plus omega square into 0.25 plus omega square. In the numerator let us multiply these terms, so we will get minus 0.5 j omega plus j square omega square minus 0.5 omega square plus j omega cube whole divided by omega square into 1 plus omega square into 0.25 plus omega square. Again here j square is minus 1 and in these two terms let us take omega square as common. If we take omega square as common in these two terms, so we will be left out with minus 1 minus 0.5, so it will be minus 1.5. So in last two term, if we take minus j omega as common, so we will get 0.5 minus omega square whole divided by omega square into 1 plus omega square into 0.25 plus omega square. In the previous step, we got the expression as omega square into minus 1.5 minus j omega into 0.5 minus omega square divided by omega square into 1 plus omega square into 0.25 plus omega square. Now let us separate the real term and imaginary term. So we can take omega square into minus 1.5 divided by omega square into 1 plus omega square into 0.25 plus omega square minus, so this is the real term. So we'll write the imaginary term as j omega into 0.5 minus omega square whole divided by omega square into 1 plus omega square into 0.25 plus omega square. Here we can cancel out omega square and we'll be left out with minus 1.5 whole divided by 1 plus omega square into 0.25 plus omega square minus j omega into 0.5 minus omega square divided by omega square into 1 plus omega square into 0.25 plus omega square. So we have separated this real term and imaginary term. Now we need to equate imaginary term or imaginary part to 0. So this is the imaginary part. If we equate that to 0, so we will get 0.5 minus omega square is equal to 0. So from this we can write omega square is equal to 0.5. Therefore omega is equal to 0.707. So this expression for omega is the phase crossover frequency. So we can write omega pc is equal to 0.707 radians per second. Now let us find the gain crossover frequency. To find gain crossover frequency, we need to make magnitude term as 1. So we got the magnitude as 1 divided by omega into square root of 1 plus omega square into square root of 0.25 plus omega square. So this term we can equate it to 1. So here if we take the inverse of this value, we will get omega into 1 plus omega square into square root of 0.25 plus omega square is equal to inverse of 1 is 1. If we square on both sides, so we will get omega square into 1 plus omega square into 0.25 plus omega square will be equal to 1. Now let us multiply these terms. So we will get, if we multiply first and second term, we will get omega square plus omega to the power of 4 into 0.25 plus omega square is equal to 1. Now multiply these two terms. So we will get 0.25 omega square plus omega to the power of 4 plus 0.25 omega to the power of 4 plus omega to the power of 6 is equal to 1. So we will get the expression as omega to the power of 6 plus 1.25 omega to the power of 4. So we have omega to the power of 4 here. So it will be 1.25 omega to the power of 4 plus omega square is 0.25 omega square is equal to 1. Now let us put omega square is equal to x. At that case, we can write the above expression as x cube plus 1.25 x square plus 0.25x. So if we take 1 towards left hand side, so it will be minus 1 is equal to 0. Now if we find the roots of this equation, we will get first root as 0.6609 and second root and third root are minus 0.9554. So here we need to take the positive value and we need not take the negative value. So if we take the positive value, we know x is equal to omega square. So we can write omega square is equal to 0.6609. So from this we will get omega is equal to 0.812. So this omega value is the gain crossover frequency value. So the gain crossover frequency omega gc is equal to 0.812 radians per second. Now let us draw a polar plot using graph sheet. Here we have taken the scale as 2 division is equal to 1 unit. First step is to draw the unit circle. So let us take the compass and let us draw the unit circle on the graph sheet. Now when omega is equal to 0, magnitude is infinity at minus 90 degree phase. So magnitude will be infinity for omega is equal to 0 at minus 90 degree. At phase as minus 161 degree, let us take the protractor and let us measure minus 161 degree from this origin. So approximately we will get minus 161 degree at this point. So for this we need to draw a straight line from the origin. This is phase is equal to minus 161.5 degree. For this phase magnitude is 2.529. So for 1 unit we are getting approximately 1.8 centimeter. So for 2.5 we need to multiply 1.8 centimeter. So it will be approximately equal to 4.5. So from the origin on this line we need to measure 4.5. We need to mark a point. This length from the origin up to this point is 2.5. Now we need to take the phase minus 198 degrees. So minus 188 degree is 18 degree from this 180 degree. If we measure 18 degrees from this point, so somewhere here we will get the point. So for this let us draw a tangent. So this is minus 198 degrees. For minus 198 degree magnitude is 0.63. So let us measure the magnitude as 0.63. So 0.63 into 1.8 centimeter. So we will get approximately 1.1 centimeter. So from the origin on this tangent line we will measure 1.1 centimeter and we will mark the point. So this is the point. So from the origin this distance will be 0.63. The next phase value is minus 229.39 degrees. So that will be approximately 50 degree from minus 180 degree. So if you measure using protractor approximately 50 degree, so we will get a point here. So let us draw a tangent from the origin, and this phase value is approximately minus 229.39 degrees. On this line we need to mark the magnitude. The magnitude is approximately 0.1084. So 0.1084 multiplied with 1.8 centimeter. So we will get approximately 0.2 on this tangent line. So we will get 0.2 somewhere here. Let us mark that one. And for omega is equal to infinity, we will get phase as minus 270 and magnitude as 0. Now let us join all these points. So from infinity, let us join this point, and then here we can join. So this is the polar plot. This polar plot is intersecting the unit circle at some point, and this point let us mark that as P, and and the polar plot is intersecting minus 180 degree phase at some point. So let us mark that point as Q. From this point P, if we draw the tangent, and this angle will be the phase margin. So if we measure this phase margin, we'll get approximately equal to 9 degree. So if we measure this distance from 0 to Q, we'll get this value as 1.33 approximately. The distance from 0 to Q is 1.33. Now we need to find the gain margin in terms of decibels. So we can take 20 log to base 10 of 1 divided by 1.33. So we'll get gain margin in terms of decibels as minus 2.496 decibels. Here phase margin is minus 9 degree, not 9 degree. You just make the correction. Phase margin is minus 9 degree. So we got phase margin and gain margin, and both phase margin as well as gain margin are negative. So if both phase margin and gain margin are negative, then the given system is unstable system. The system is unstable. This is about the problem on polar plot. Hope you have understood the topic. Thank you.